Good morning. Why construction costs aren't dropping anytime soon? When many investors and business owners are waiting for construction costs to normalize, and unfortunately, that expectation is increasingly disconnected from reality. And while inflation has moderated, construction pricing remains structurally elevated. And the forces behind it are long term and not temporary. So, for developers, owner users, and commercial investors, understanding why costs are staying high is critical for underwriting, for deal timing and capital planning. First topic is labor shortages are structural and not cyclical. The construction industry continues to face a severe labor deficit, and skilled trades are aging out faster than they're being replaced. And also, immigration constraints limit workforce expansion at the moment. And younger workers are entering the trades at historically low rates. And even during economic slowdowns, wage pressure does not reverse. Contractors must pay more to attract and retain crews, and those costs are passed directly into project pricing. The bottom line is that labor is now a permanent premium in construction budgets. And materials have reset, but just to a higher baseline. Now, while the extreme price spikes of 2021 and 2022 have eased, materials have not returned to pre pandemic levels. And some of those key drivers can include global supply chain restructuring with reshoring and potentially higher costs, but also energy intensive manufacturing inputs and persistent transportation and logistics expenses, but also tariffs and geopolitical risk pricing. So, concrete, steel, electrical components, and mechanical systems remain elevated, and volatility is now the norm. Another is regulatory costs keep rising, and construction is increasingly regulated at the local, state, and federal levels. Some of those ways would be through more stringent energy codes, particularly stormwater, environmental, and zoning compliance, but also lengthier permitting timelines and higher impact and utility fees. And these really are all non negotiable costs that increase the total project expense without adding any leasable square footage to the concept. And financing costs amplify the total project pricing. So even if rates ease modestly in 2026, like they should, construction loans remain more conservatively underwritten, and there's a shorter term with higher contingency requirements. But it's also heavily focused on sponsor liquidity and experience. And we need to worry about interest carry, reserves, and also the delayed lease up, which all can compound total project cost, especially for speculative developments. And pre leasing is a good idea. But what this means for investors and business owners, waiting for construction costs to fall may result in higher land prices as competition returns to the market, but also missed entitlement and leasing windows, and narrower spreads between new construction and existing assets. Instead, successful sponsors are looking at locking pricing early with GMP contracts, pursuing value engineered designs, but exploring adaptive reuse and expansion over a ground up builds, and structuring capital stacks creatively to preserve returns. But here's the strategic takeaway: construction costs are not cyclical anymore, and they are structural. Projects that work today will be the ones that work tomorrow. And the focus should not be on waiting for cheaper builds, but on smarter underwriting, disciplined execution, and experienced capital partners. So if you're evaluating a development, a build to suit, or an owner occupied project, the conversation needs to start with today's realities and not yesterday's assumptions. That, my friends, is it for the day. Please visit my website, HoustonRealEstateBrokerage.com, to get a hold of me, and love to talk more about your scenario.